Hi everyone, this morning I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently. I'm actually going to be asking questions to myself, and these are all the questions that everybody, well, as many as I can fit in anyway, the questions that people have asked me over the last week since I've been doing these videos. There's been so many that I've tried really hard to keep up with everything because I just absolutely wasn't expecting any of this whatsoever. So I'm going to try really hard to answer everybody's today, anyone that I haven't answered yet. And the other reason is Keith, my cat, actually ate the research yesterday that I was doing for today's video. So unfortunately you're stuck with me this morning. So I'm going to get straight on and I'm going to have to really steam through these. Okay, the first question I've got is from somebody that just posted this on YouTube. Are you stupid? No. No, I'm not stupid. And to be fair, anybody that asks me that question, I would suggest that the only person that's stupid is your mum because she didn't swallow you. Okay. Second of all, swearing. Do you think it's necessary to swear and use the language that you do in your videos? I'm not saying it's necessary. What I would say is that everybody's got their own style. I do swear in real life. I'm not a prissy princess. I think people are quite precious about swearing. I think that anybody just waking up or starting to find out about this stuff, everybody out there is pretty serious. You very rarely see people making jokes out of this stuff. And to be honest, you know, the way I look at it is it's very difficult to start, you know, planting the seed in someone's mind when you're all doom and gloom and being mega serious and sometimes you have to sit back and you have to lighten up a little bit and you have to think, do you know what? This stuff is horrific. It's absolutely horrific. If you let these blood-sucking fuckwits make you miserable, make you serious, upset, sad, desperate, whatever else, they love it. They absolutely love it. And I think what sometimes what people seem to forget is they're like fucking energy vampires, man. The thing they cannot stand, they're psychopaths. That's what you have to appreciate. These people are psychopaths. They're not normal human beings like you and I. They don't have feelings. The only feelings that these monsters can possibly muster is hatred. If you ridicule them, they hate it. The more you laugh at these bastards, the better off you'll be, okay? No, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to swear. It's just my style. I'm not telling you to watch me. I'm not telling you to listen to me. If you don't like it, you don't have to. There's plenty of other people out there that are doing this kind of work. Also, I think that, you know, some people, if you can wake people up a little bit by laughing and making them laugh, you might not lose as many friends as sometimes you do over this stuff. I myself and plenty of other people I know have lost many friends over their uncomfortable feelings towards all of this jazz. So I know that's a little bit, it's a fairly brief explanation, but I've got so much to say. Okay, next question. Do I have a husband? I did have a husband. He's now buried under the patio in my back garden. So no, I don't anymore have a husband. Next question. Whose work do I endorse or follow? Well, I've got to be totally honest with you. I never completely follow as such. There are people's work out there that I love. I think it's a little bit dangerous to be single-minded and only focus on one person's work. I think it's really important to go out there and read and see everything. And that was a great bit of advice, actually, that I'm now passing on to you from somebody who passed it on to me. And that is somebody who I absolutely adore. His name is Thomas Sheridan. total expert on psychopaths, psychopathy. If you want to know anything about psychopaths, he is absolutely your man. And he's been a wonderful support to me in what I've done. And it was in one of the first videos I ever watched of him saying, go out there and read everything. Don't dismiss anything straight away. Don't believe anything straight away. Just follow everything. So thanks to Thomas, I can now tell you that. There are a couple of people's work that I do really like. Obviously, I've told you about Thomas. I also like Chris Spivey. I think he's an incredibly brave man. I think he's been shafted up the shitter in a big way, and I think now it's going to be really important for everybody to get behind this guy and really give him the support that he deserves, because he works tirelessly. He's incredibly brave. I don't think there's anyone out there braver than Chris doing this. Somebody else who I have come to become friends with, who I adore, is the outlaw Jimmy Jones. He's got his own blog called The Outlaw Jimmy. Fantastic man, wonderful man. Work is brilliant. Love him. Okay, what else? Oh, Lou Collins, Bill Baloney, Brian Garish, the people at UK Column. Yeah, absolutely brilliant people. Is there anybody's work that I don't like? There are people's work that I don't like, but, and I hope you don't think I'm sitting on the fence over this, I'm not going to say it because it would be really wrong of me, A, to slag off what anybody else does, B, I'm not going to influence anyone in no way whatsoever. Like I said, go out there, find out for yourself, choose, you'll know who you do and don't like. You don't need me to tell you that. What woke me up? Well, I started years ago researching serial killers, and I still do now. That is my main focus in the work that I do, completely aside from these videos. I've only been doing these videos for a week. It was something that I realised that, you know, the phenomena of serial killers, I'm now getting to the point where I'm personally, my belief system, I'm now reaching the point where I'm not sure it's a phenomena at all, and that it is yet another thing that we've been socially conditioned to be petrified of. But that's completely different. I'm not going to go into it now because there just simply isn't time, and if you want to know anything about that work, then I can show you and tell you separately. Religion, don't buy into it whatsoever. I think it's a crock of shit. Don't have a problem with anybody that has their own personal belief in religion, as long as they don't ram it down my throat, because I cannot bear that. I don't believe in what you believe in. It's as simple as that. I think it's something that was fed to the masses as a control system. I've always believed that. I don't... I've read every Bible, Quran, fuck knows what else, and I, you know, whatever, don't believe in it, and no, I won't let my children believe in it either. I don't believe that anyone should have to feel guilty about breathing oxygen. What else? Let me see. Where do I live? Well, see, this is something that look, I live in the south east of England. I'm a Londoner. Make of that what you will. Will you marry me? No, sorry. What do I do for fun? Honestly, I've got 2 children. I live on my own with the children, and as far as fun goes, I don't really get much time to have fun. My idea of fun on a Friday night is plucking my chin. Usually while I'm listening to music. Do I watch television? Very, very, very rarely. If I do, it's usually something on the crime and investigation channel, like murderation stuff, whatever else. There are a couple of programs I like. I really liked Fargo. I thought what the Coen brothers did with Fargo was superb, and I do like Luther, but that's about it as far as TV goes. Oh, and I also watch Deadly 60 with the kids because we love old Steve Backshall. Why did you start doing these videos? Right. there's a lovely, lovely man called Tony Sayers, who's involved in a project called The Reset. Go and have a look at it. Tony's working really hard on that. About a week ago, he said to me, "You make this shit really funny. Why don't you do videos? You're like the female Bill Hicks." Which I was like, am I? Didn't think I'd be any good at it. Didn't think anyone would watch it. Absolutely stunned that people are. So Tony Sayers from The Reset is completely responsible for why I'm sitting here in front of you now. Thanks, Tony. Do you think, or are you being surveilled or bugged? I'm not being followed at the moment, as far as I know, but then in all fairness, the furthest I've been for the last week is probably to the shops. I am definitely being bugged. I'm certain of that. There are ways that you know you're being bugged, and over the last 2 days, actually, funnily enough, since I did my questions for Cliff, that was when I started being bugged. Who is next on your list? I've got a list as long as your arm, and people are giving me more and more and more suggestions all the time. Geldof, absolutely. Cal, absolutely. Blair, yep. The Obamas, Kate Middleton, yes, the rest of the royal family. The McCanns are on my list. That's in homage to Chris Spivey, who has been under some real strain recently, and I think it's only fair that someone has the balls to back Chris up with the work he's done on the McCanns. Who else will I be doing? Just pretty much anyone and everyone in the establishment that everybody wants to know about. Yes, absolutely. I will be covering everybody. I'm more than happy to take suggestions as well if there's anyone you want me to talk about. I'm not going to answer any questions on what I think of particular people, because it would take 100 years, and to be honest, each one of those people that you've asked me about, I am going to be questioning anyway, so I'm really sorry. It's going to take a little bit of time, because believe it or not, a hell of a lot of research goes into what I do before I open my big mouth. Next question. If they were all toppled and everything started from the beginning, how do I see, or where do I see the future going? To be fair, this is something, it's one of those conversations you have after a couple of glasses of wine on a Friday night when your best chum comes round. Quite honestly, I don't know. I don't think I want to know. I'm not sure I want to know. Regardless of what happens next, these fuckers have to go. And until they're gone, I think it would be... I don't think anyone can really discuss what's next. Even if we get rid of these fuckers, there's always going to be some dickwad out there that wants to run the show. So I think that is just too big a question to answer at the moment. This is my favourite question, and the only person that whose name I'm actually going to mention for a question is just because it's a brilliant question and I like it. How did you get so badass and cool? How did I get so badass? I don't think I'm cool in any way whatsoever, but I'm really glad that you think I'm cool, Petra. It's wicked. But badass, I am pretty badass, and the reason I'm badass is because I don't take any shit. I don't believe anyone should take any shit. I think if you are passionate about what you do, you believe in what you do, you get to a point where other people's opinions of you mean absolutely fucking diddly squat. They shouldn't. If you're a nice person, if you really are passionate about what you do, and you're trying to make this world a better place for every single motherfucker on it, then don't fucking listen to what anyone else says. I couldn't give a shit what someone says about my makeup, whether I've got a fucking big nose, the fact that I look like Barbara Streisand. I don't give a fucking monkeys. And when it's nothing to do with arrogance or anything else. It's just liking who you are. Why shouldn't I like who I am? I try to be nice. If I was a cunt, fine. But you know what? I'm not. I'm really not. So, being badass, anyone can be badass. But I love the fact that you think I'm badass. What is next? Okay. education, and not my academic education. How did you get so smart and where? In all fairness, it's a little bit to do with genetics. I am pretty lucky in the sense that I've got a very high IQ. I've got an IQ of 151, and yes, it's officially measured. I think when you have a high IQ, it's based on cognitive skills and blah de blah, and I'm pretty much a believer in the sense that you are much more of your brain is firing up in different areas, and there's good and bad sides to that. I am a bit of a spaz in the sense that I suffer with pretty extreme panic attacks at time, or I have done in the past, and that side of it is pretty difficult, and I think it was pretty much because I didn't feel like I fitted in anywhere. And as soon as I started waking up to all this shit, my panic attacks pretty much, were controllable because I was aware of why I didn't fit in. It also, on the good side of it, it makes you much more open to stuff. It makes you much more willing to take on board everything, and you can suck up huge amounts of information. Smart is probably, like smart as in smart arse maybe, is just out of the sheer and simple fact that you become pretty hardened to what people have to say about you, to you, and whatever else when you start doing this shit. And in your personal life as well. I mean, I've been called all kinds of names by my ex-husband, by my family, and whatever else, and you just pretty much become immune to it in the end. So there's that. Right, we're nearly done. If I could sit down in front of anyone, any single one of them, these people, one-to-one, and get an answer face-to-face, who would it be and what would I ask? Right, I can't actually give you a name because none of us, we've all got ideas on who we think is right at the top of the pyramid, but none of us really know. It would be that person. And I would simply, it might sound boring, but I would simply just ask, why? Why does it matter to you so much? Why is it so important to carry out this plan? I'm sorry if that's boring. What do I think of Robert Greene and the Mel Shaw situation? I think it's an absolute fucking disgrace that we are so controlled, and if anybody is under in any doubt that we're not, Robert Greene is an absolute shining example of why this needs to fucking stop in a big way. No one in the world should be put into a situation where they basically become a prisoner because somebody doesn't like the fact that they've got a voice and they've opened their mouth. Which follows me on to the next thing. Are you scared? Because a lot of people have said that I've got massive metaphorical balls for doing what I'm doing. To be honest, no. Most of the time, no, I'm not scared. People around me are a little bit scared because they can't understand why I'm not scared. And they do worry about me, which is totally understandable. I'd probably be the same if it was someone else I knew.